local residents on that, Ryan, I will tell you, on the sense of questioning why such a thing was needed. I can't sugarcoat that side of it, whether they approach you and ask you about it. Like I said, I'm not myself sitting here as mayor. I don't believe it's something that's needed. You have a lot of equipment down there. You have M6 to use. And again, like I said, it really could have been talked about a whole lot differently, because this kind of came somewhat of a blindside as far as I'm concerned. Because, like I said, I'm pretty sure you knew about it Tuesday meeting we had, and then Ray called me on that Wednesday saying he was going to present it to the membership.
We didn't.
Nobody knew about it.
Nobody knew about it.
Nobody knew about it on Tuesday, but they did on Wednesday.
Thursday. Well, Thursday.
Yeah, I'm saying Ray called me on Wednesday.
That's correct.
So it could have, did you know about it that Tuesday where you could have brought it to the board and say, hey, we're thinking about doing this?
No.
So, okay, all right.
I got a phone call from the president of Newark Ambulance Wednesday afternoon.
Okay.
So it would have been after Tuesday, when we approved it Thursday night.
And then, okay, all right. I'll go with that. And so if you're okay, if it's if the department's okay with that, like I said, the board's ultimately got to approve that, to say that you'll reimburse the village for that, and that's where it lies. Oh, I do have one question. Do you have a radio for that? My understanding is you have to purchase a radio?
No.
Okay.
No. It already has a radio in it.
Okay. Yeah, that was made mention that it needed one.
Is there a computer you weren't gonna buy to put in there?
Yeah, the department purchased that.
How much is that?
Was $600 for the year.
That's how much every year?
$600 for the year.
Every year you have it in there?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what that is?
What's that?
Is that for like these reports?
Yeah, so it's like have the reports, it'll have the bricks on it, it'll have pre-plans on it. They just came out with an electric vehicle app, so you can type in like the year, the make, the model of the vehicle, and give you a full 3D description of the vehicle for all the cut points and stuff like that. Like I said, all the pre-plans for any of the pre-plans that we've done will be all uploaded on there for that, and then it can also be removed out of the vehicle.
That's pretty important, electric vehicle stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So board, it's up to you.
Did Jack get the, I wonder what service you had up there for electric vehicles? From the fire department wanted to know, because we had a big meeting on that the other night.
I talked to Bob Lockwood. I saw him at the restaurant and told him where the service is, which it's in the parking lot on the Cemetery Street side. It's 480 volts, and there's an emergency shutoff there for that charger that sits out in the front by the product sign. So,
okay.
Yeah. So if there's ever a fire in that, you don't shut it off in the building. It's
right.
It's separate.
Okay.
I don't like the way this was presented to us, but we already got it, so. That's,
Like I said, it's just right here's a motion for you, for the board to approve putting the Ford Explorer on the insurance policy with the change that the department will reimburse the village for insurance expense.
and the fire department can do all the maintenance and.
The fire department's gonna do the maintenance, pay for the fuel, everything like that. It'll be no expense to the taxpayers.
And if that car dies out, or you need a different one, then you would get another one.
You can, I guess, go back to the drawing board, I guess.
I mean, it wouldn't be looked upon the village to buy one.
No, this was something that the department, felt was necessary to purchase. And that's why I went about it the way we did. I mean, I understand where you're coming from. I'm not discrediting you. But that's why we didn't ask, Frank to take out of the budget or anything like that.
I didn't like the way it was presented, because you bought it before you had permission, which you shouldn't have done. You had the fire department permission, but
That's correct.
you're buying it for the village, and you have to sign it over to the village.
Hmm.
And, we didn't know nothing about it. Well, I did at the meeting, but nobody else did. But I guess I'd have to go with it. Up to you guys.
So you're making a motion to approve it?
Yeah.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Fran, you, contact the insurance company with all the information on that?
Yeah, I think I just need the VIN number and stuff. I don't think I got that.
Okay.
And I'll just let them know.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Or whenever you get it
how
to
many
me.
miles are on that, Ryan?
100,000.
Or whenever you get it to me. I know.
Okay. And then as far as registration wise,
It's municipal, so you shouldn't have to have one. You don't have one on your own, do you?
for M6?
Yeah.
There's state plates on there.
So yeah, you just have to go and get plates. There shouldn't be any fee on it.
We don't pay for registrations anyway, do we, Fran?
Mm-mm.
And so we get them free, so
Okay.
that we can
You have to
do.
call it away.
I know, someone just has to go to the DMV with the paperwork.
Okay.
But I have to get the insurance first, so just.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Just gonna need to type, just like if you're registering your car, but it would
Yep.
be. Okay.
Okay. I'll get that to you after the meeting.
Okay.
Anything else, Ryan?
The only other thing that I have is last month, I think it was, the department approved to start running all echo level calls. So the cardiac arrest, chokings, stuff like that. Obviously, I'm familiar that the east side of the county kind of is sparse with EMS. So it's already been updated at 911, but from now on, we're going to be responding to all echo level calls.
I think we need to talk to our insurance company about that. On our liability, because you're not an EMT,
No,
nor is anybody else.
no, we don't have to be certified in CPR and first aid. Because we're not administering.
I want you to understand, I want to make sure our liability side of it's covered. If you're saying we're gonna respond to all of them, correct? I'm just trying to get a baseline of what we're doing here, because you guys want to do a lot of things, which I'm okay with, but I want to make sure on our side of it that we're covered.
Only cardiac arrest. Not a stubbed toes,
No, I get
only
that
the
part of it.
cardiac arrest.
I get that part of it, when you said echo.
Mhm.
But are you guys going after you're asked by EMS, or are you gonna go when, or you say 911 is gonna tone you out for this?
With EMS. So we're going automatically with E EMS.
When I contact the insurance company about that, I'll just make sure that what the coverage is on the liability for us.
Like I said,
Going with them, right?
Yeah, and we're trained at that level.
I'm not saying you're not. But the way our fire department's been structured is that we've never responded with EMS as medics. Okay?
We're not responding as medics.
But you're responding with EMS,
That's correct.
okay? So typically, as I recall in the past, they would call you for assistance. As I was with one of those calls with you.
Yeah, correct.
Okay? But if it's going to be every single time, and it may be somebody different than you is what I'm saying, okay? Maybe they're not quite as trained into that matter, or if something goes awry, where's our liability in this? You see what I'm saying? That's all I want to know. The insurance company says, hey, you're fine, do whatever you got to do on the firematic side. But again, we've always been just kind of the firematic side of it and helping EMS along the way. But if you show up there, or somebody else does, and they're all by themselves, you see what I'm saying? I just want to know that we're still covered.
Okay.
You know, you see what I'm saying?
Well, when you talk to the insurance company,
Yeah, I'll do that.
we have multiple AEDs, and everybody in the department is trained every single year for CPR and first aid.
They're called AEDs.
AEDs.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, I didn't know that.
How many of those did you have? 80s?
5, I think.
and we should have one in each car out here too. Still.
There's 2 in the firehouse.
So speaking of that, I don't want to get off the topic of what we're talking about, but I had been contacted, which I wish I had talked to them prior to the ARPA funds. Is that so? Phillips makes one, and I got contacted. So they were it's kind of like through a municipal program, and they're 6 to 8 of them. They're like $1,099 a piece. Battery lasts for 8 years. That's in there, and what I'm getting at is that I wish I had known this with when we had the ARPA funds, because it could have helped the community a bunch, because they could have been strategically placed throughout the village. You know, at the supermarket, at the hardware store, or where, you know what I'm saying? And but my question is that is $1,000, $1,099 a good price, or is it more than what you guys have?
Oh, I think AEDs are going for like over $2,000.
Yeah, so that's Phillips makes it, and but like I said, I was I just got an email on it today, because I had replied to one a few weeks ago, and I was like, well, shoot us some information and whatnot, but. And I don't know if we could still do something down the road, but I was like, man, I wish I'd known that, because we could have had some strategically around the village. Map of where they were or whatnot. But that was my main question, was cost, is if that was a good price or not.
Yeah.
I mean, 8 years, that sound about right for a battery to last?
Yeah, ours get serviced every year.
Yeah, I'm not sure on the service side of it. It comes in a red plastic case that it comes in, and it's got multiple sets of pads in it.
I mean, normally you should take them in and out of the car, obviously, after your shift, so they don't sit out there in the heat and the cold. As long as you take them in after your shift and keep them in the office, they're going to last. But, if you keep in your car with the, the heat and the changing temperature, I don't think your battery's going to last 8 years.
Yeah, well, that whole thing was, I was like, geez, it'd be nice to put them around
Yeah.
I think the one that we have
around the
at the
village.
shop up there is a 5-year battery.
5 years. Yeah, this one here, I don't know what the ones that you have or the fire department has, or that we have in the cars, but this one here has a diagram that tells you where to place it. Gives you a whole schematic on it before you hit the charge button on it, so pretty user friendly.
I think we have 2 Phillips.
If I recall, I think it's Philips Dream Hug now if that's the name, is what they call it.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe what you're dreaming, I don't know. But if it's, but like I said, they did respond back today, and so I didn't know if that was a good price or not. So on that other side of that though, we'll just make a phone call and ask that we're all clear on our end, that there's no liability on that side of it, and then I'll get a hold of Jim Lee there, or ask him where we send the bill. Brian, you're up.
We had a total of 51 incidents. No domestics, which is a good thing. Vehicle mileage for the 12 at this point, as of tonight, was 99,123. 2018 is 113,020. We had no calls out of the village to assist the state or the county. This seems to be a pretty tame one. That's all I got.
Thank you very much. Hey, when's the next drug buyback or what collection then?
I'll have to look and see when they have anything at the sheriff's office. I mean, we still get tons. We don't really get a lot of, on those days, we don't get a lot of drop off when it comes to that box.
Mhm.
I mean, the last time we did it, we may have had 3 or 4 people. I mean, they all know a lot that's out there now, so people just dump in there, and then we just take it from there, and then we put it
Yeah,
in the
I got
box.
asked about it, so that's why I figured I'd ask.
Yeah, I'll find out.
Okay.
I don't want to provide those cards to it again.
Okay. Ed, you're up.
The first thing is a quote for UV sensor. It needs to be replaced. We last one we got was in May of 2017. So I got a quote of $16.99.50, which is fairly reasonable price compared to the manufacturer's price of $22.50. So
You got that one, Dave?
there's another copy right there.
We just need a motion for that.
Make a motion that we purchase a UV sensor from UV Superstore.
That's correct.
Okay. For $1,699.50.
Second.
Any further discussion in favor?
All our numbers were plugged in for our water withdrawal report, and we with the fire department's usage, the highway department's usage all being accounted for, we were at a 9% unaccounted for water, which is exceptional. So Eva's got all that stuff squared away, and we'll be submitting that if she hasn't already to the DEC.
I did read the other one from the DEC as well.
Yep.
Interesting reading.
Yes. Yep. So we're good. Springs are still doing well, and working on some pricing for different pumps and other consumables that are not purchased every year, but will be needing to be purchased this year for the budget meetings coming up. Other than that, that's all I have.
Keep up the good work. Updated shut-off list. I don't know if the rest of the boards had a chance to read it, but I checked it over and we made some progress, which is good.
Eva cut it in half over the last week.
There's a little ways to go, but
Yep.
so again, just a friendly reminder, folks, if you're listening or watching, water bills are 4 times a year. And they're somewhere on the shut-off list, so if you haven't paid, you may be getting a phone call.
We're beyond phone calls.
Oh.
We're
Sorry, I guess we're past phone calls.
yeah.
So you see, you had to show up with the red truck. Moving on down the line here. So we'll back up here. We need a motion for McQueen's for Fran to prepay, which was through ARPA. Number 62253 at 53,55704.
Make the motion.
Any further discussion all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Lingo phone line upgrade.
Yes, our representative reached out to us and said that he can change like the main phone lines and the fax to digital, and that's the savings amount is here, the annual estimated savings is $1,300. He knows he can't touch like some of the sewer lines because they're non-AMON or something.
I like that savings.
I just need the okay for me to go out town and let time move forward. Basically all the ones in this office, or in this building.
We have plenty.
Is that an estimate, a good estimate?
It's an estimated estimate of the
Our
savings.
estimated savings.
Like I was wondering if it was,
$1,300.
who estimated it? This company?
Our representative basically.
Oh, okay.
That's our quote.
Does that include like long distance as well?
Yeah, it just basically is just changing the line from, whatever they are now to, digital.
We need a motion.
We do.
I should.
I make a motion to go with Lingo. savings of $1,400.
Any further discussion on favor? Everybody got the community calendar for Mr. Lasher?
Yeah, so he was just asking if we could put that on the website. I said I needed to show it to you guys first and then go from there.
I think it'll work fine.
Yeah, I think so. That'd be a great idea.
You with that, Jack?
What's that?
This can go on the website without a problem, right?
What is it, Jack?
The
community
community calendar.
You're on top.
So this wouldn't be subject to change as the year went on?
He said there could be some additions.
Yeah, there's-
I'm sure there could be some subtractions as well.
So yes,
The reason to use this so that everybody don't have something going on the same day.
I understand.
It's, we don't have that many people to come to these things.
And so that people know what day you can go to also. Because people aware that they can plan the dates.
No, it's in July this year, though. I already talked to Jim. He'll be there.
If I'm gonna go
I
for a
already
ride.
told you where the fish fries are. Yeah.
Let me think. I'll come up with something.
Great idea.
Disposal of old electronics approved.
So Marcia made us aware that we can return a lot of our old electronics. She's taking them for the county here and go to Staples. She said she'll do it for us. We just need approval. A lot of that stuff upstairs has been there before I've been here. So I just need approval that you guys are okay with her taking some of this electronic stuff that's stored.
Can we compose a list of what you wanted?
Sure, yep.
That way we have a list of it and it's noted what's going, whether the computer has a serial number or anything on it.
Can the fire department add to that?
We have a bunch down there still too.
We have like 2 old hard drives. Some might be old computers.
Like the towers, right?
Yeah, yeah, like the desks, towers.
Floppy disk.
That's before his time. You don't even know what a floppy disk is.
Oh, okay. Okay, resolution 2025-3, water budget adjustment.
We have the minutes too.
Oh, yeah. Need a motion for past meeting minutes of January 14th, 2025.
Make a motion to accept meeting minutes from January 14th, 2025.
Second.
Any further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Do a motion for each one of those, Dave, have at it.
Make a motion to approve resolution number 2025-3. $3,000 transfer of funds.
Second.
Any further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2025-4, modified general fund budget for ARPA.
Second.
Any further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2025-5, modified budget reserves for fire department.
Second that?
Any further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2025-6, general fund budget modification, previous year expenditures.
Second.
Any further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Oh, our favorite time of the year, huh, Fran?
Yeah, I gave everybody, the, commissioners for each department, and every department had their updated wish list and budget, so they can start working on anything they might need. I got
Fantastic.
I got information from, I got our tax, our tax roll from, the county, so. And you guys know?
We started late last year, right?
Yes, we did, because we had other stuff going on.
Yeah, let's see here. How soon do you wanna get started, Frank?
It's whenever you guys want. No, whatever works for you guys. My schedule is your schedule. We usually start, before we start like the first Monday in February, but.
Yeah, I was looking
That's this Monday,
I was looking at the 10th or 17th of February.
the 10th.
The 10th?
Yeah, because I don't wanna go too far into them. I don't wanna
So,
start too late.
'cause we got a meeting on the 11th.
Right. Unless you're going to keep tied up with the Super Bowl.
Well, that's usually late night.
The Super Bowl?
Dave, Marshall, Misty, your schedule?
I'm free.
Monday night's not a good night for me, but that's okay, I don't have to call.
What do you have on that?
Pickleball.
Pickleball.
Oh, that's what you want.
Something important.
What time would we start? 6 or 6:30?
We were usually doing it at 6, I think.
6.
I'll be free as long as I don't get mandated.
What day you wanna do it? Come.
6 o'clock on the 10th.
6 o'clock on the 10th.
6 o'clock.
6 p.m. February 10th. Okie dokie.
Your lunch.
All right, so I do have stuff for executive tonight. We got that. So we do have, just to make everybody aware, last week I had Todd Gannett come into town from Xylem. I had Tommy there, Danny there, Marty Amon, and Seth Galick. Those two both from the Wayne County Water Sewer. We had a meeting on some water rates, and we also had a meeting on dioxide usage that we were running through the plant. The excessive numbers that have risen since Eastport, Westport came on. Through some discussion, the test is actually going on right now. We backed our numbers off to where we were prior to that system being integrated into ours. And they have pushed their numbers up. And I've been watching the graphs this week to see where our H2S and all that was. And they've added quite a substantial number, and we're keeping pretty good track of it. So it's that test turns out, then there's looks to be savings on our end and expense on theirs. And what's happening is, so everybody's aware, is that they're on a grinder pump system, so it goes septic much sooner than the way our system's set up. And by the time it gets to us, it's septic, and we're trying to treat that on top of ours. And by the time Todd sees it at manhole 7, they're adding more dioxide to try to compensate for what's happening in there, and in turn, that was creating more expense on our end from the treated one. It really wasn't from us. So the upside of this whole thing is that back when we took that expense to have our readings, our flows, all of that data, has now done exactly what we wanted to do. Here's our baseline where we were, and now here we are. And this is somebody's got to change it here. So that test is going on right now. We altered our numbers down. So I talked to Todd today. I like where it's at, he does too, so we'll see where it ends up. So,
Where's Manhole 7?
out by Steve DeFerio's.
Oh, that's, okay. That's after the service.
Yeah, that's our highest point in the main to read. And what had happened originally is that the system that was installed in there from the original project, there was no telemetry to read live data of what was in your stream. So it basically was 6 months, I think it took that manhole out, eroded it away.
Yep.
And that is no joke, folks. Manhole, concrete, all they're gone. 6 months.
Why?
Hydrogen sulfide.
Yep. It was that high. So that's when we started doing some research, talked to the engineers from the project, and that's when we decided to go with a system that we could read it live all the time, adjust it accordingly so we could see it, not damage the main, and we've been pretty good ever since. But again, you had no way to read what was in there. And why it was designed like that, I don't know, but it surely wasn't going to work. So, and again, the upside to that is that expense we took after that is now that system came on from the county side of things, with Eastport and Westport, we already have data to where we were before, and now we know what changed. So again, we just go back to that and say, okay, here's our baseline, and here's where you guys are. This line needs to come down to here, and it's not by us adding it. So there's the only thing I do need to confirm, and I will with Tommy tomorrow, or I'll call Marty, is that we're going to put some meters in to read at 2 points on their line as well.
So I know of one. It's not a vapor link. It's the other style. I forget what it's called.
He mentioned the name of the company.
But, well, it's what we used a long time ago before we went to the vapor links.
Map is something.
I'm not sure.
Something
I
like that.
forget. However, there is one right at the main pump station. And Seth has been installed and
Okay. So, right now, things are looking good, and that's what we were hoping for. Okay. So we had Renee from the coffee shop was in here last meeting and the meeting before. As everybody knows, that she has received her license to legally sell marijuana. The location she had was in the district. The board had deemed that she needed to be in the district, so the last few weeks she's been going back and forth on Main Street. She contacted me today to relay this message to the board for a motion that she has established a facility on Main Street, the old Sullivan facility. So it's for board approval to have her shop go in there with approval from OCM would be 12044 East Main Street.
What is the address?
12044.
Thank you.
So we just need board acknowledgement that you're okay with that, and then she reports that to OCM.
There isn't any limit, is there, on how far they can be apart?
That she's the only one that's a legal cannabis shop.
That old building was in the village limits, wasn't it?
No,
That's
it's
the
not
only-
in the district.
That's the only legal one we get.
Yeah, the district was created when we opted into the marijuana program.
Oh.
So the district is both sides of Main Street, down to Jefferson, back around up Park Lane, up here to New Hartford Street, and then back to the lake. So
Have a separate district for that.
we had to create it, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, the only thing that remains is the board does have to decide the hours of operation that they can be open. So that's obviously, discussed down the road because this is the first one. Now, by the size of our municipality, we are only allowed 2. But this is the first one that's come across, and it's been a long journey getting there to this point. So, but again, so we just need a motion of board approval. She's within the
Make a
district. so-
motion to approve 12044 Main Street for the marijuana shop.
Second.
Any further discussion, all in favor? Okay.
Is it gonna have a name?
So it will have, I'm not sure, it's, there's some very stringent things for signage, names. It's not like you can have big blingy flashing
Flashy
signs
signs.
in the windows. It's pretty restrictive, honestly. And there's, like I said, there's a long road ahead from this point. But having the location established, was a big hurdle for that right now. So if anybody ever wants to see this, or see how it is, if you go on, OCM, Office of Cannabis Management, you'll see a tab on there that says map. And if you click on the map and you can drill down on it, it will show you all the locations within the state that in green, they have their license. It'll be yellow, like if it's still in process. So you'll see local growers that are around the area. I believe there's one that just got approved in Victory. So it'll tell you when you drill down on it, when their license date was, when it expires, and what they are able to do. But it's an interesting read if you look at the whole state to see what's happened out there.
OCM.com or something?
Yeah,
like
Office of Cannabis Management. So there's it's been a learning curve for all of us, but like I said, it's pretty interesting on a one side of it. The other side of it, what they did is they copied a lot of the state liquor authorities rulings on things. So it's like 200 feet from a church or school they can't be within. Can't have so many on the same street. There's a lot of restrictive things like that are in there along with that. But we have a good contact that I deal with on from OCM. They get right back to you, and here we are today. So. Misty, anything for the group?
I did get a hold of the Lions Club again, and I do have a meeting again February 6th to talk with them about still helping with the playground with rocks and just, I guess, see if they'll help with finance on the playground, see if we can get anything from them.
Okay.
We'll see what we can do.
I had some guy a salesperson come in last week, and I didn't know if we were looking to buy new playground furniture or new playground equipment.
Oh, no kidding.
I said, thank you, but we got brand new, because I guess you don't need this book then.
So the last thing we did with the Lions Club is they donated a bunch of bike racks for around the village.
Okay.
We had those. I don't know if they still have any of them, but you could use probably a couple of them down to the park as well.
Yes.
Anything else, Misty?
Nope, that's it.
Marshall?
I got an estimate here on the water truck. It's a one-ton truck. To get the rocker panels in the lower part of it fixed before it falls apart. So make a motion for $2691.99.
What are they doing with it?
Rocker panel replacement.
Oh,
The one for the truck with no rocker panels on it. You're familiar, they're Chevy.
They do disappear.
well, second that.
Any further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Anything else, Marshall?
That's all.
Dave?
I do not have anything today.
Okay. Anything else, Ed?
No, sir.
Jack?
I'm good.
Chris? Nice seeing you. Eva?
Nope.
Ryan?
Yeah, I just forgot one thing. The air pack flow testing is February 26th. I don't have an exact number for how much it's gonna cost. So I guess I'm just,
You had, well, what it cost last year?
I think it was right around $1,200.
I mean, we can do not to exceed 1,800 or something like that, so you're covered.
Yeah, that would work.
What's the company?
MES,
Oh, okay. So we need a motion for MES not to exceed 1,800 for the pack testing.
Motion.
Second.
Any further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Easy peasy.
and I just took a couple minutes of the board's time in executive session.
Sure. Brian, anything?
The sign in the park, did we ever find out whether, if we can move that to Walden PD yet or not, or?
We have
Get out of
not.
that Storage box that's all bound up.
I would say at this point that I don't see why it can't remain in the police department.
I mean, just outside
Yeah.
the wall, we can mount it there so it's more visible than in that box.
Is it still lit?
Disco lights are not working.
Disco light's not working.
They're not working.
Let me just, before we do that though, let me just, I will try to call Kara this week and see if she knows anything on the park side of it. All right, executive at 8:46. 7. Oh, damn, look at that, 7:44.
Second eight.
Second.
Or
What do you want to do?
Contractual